Okay, so let's talk about something we almost all do without even thinking about it: crossing our legs. Now, we've all heard it, right? It's bad for you, it's terrible for your posture, messes with your circulation. But what if that's not the whole story? What if this so called bad habit is actually, sometimes, exactly what your body needs? No, really, just for a second, check in with yourself. How are you sitting? Are your feet flat on the floor? Or is one leg kind of slung over the other? Just notice. It's such a simple thing, but the science behind why we do it is way more fascinating than you'd think. And hey, if they are, you're not alone, not by a long shot. Whether you're at your desk, chilling on the couch, or stuck in a meeting, this is the default position for so many of us. And you know why? It just feels more stable, more comfortable, more right. And this is where things get really interesting. We're going to go through all the warnings, all the reasons we're told to stop. But then we're going to uncover this incredible medical situation where crossing your legs isn't just okay, it's actually prescribed as a life-saving technique. So why do we do it? Is it just a comfortable quirk, or is our body trying to tell us something? Let's get into the mechanics of this super common habit. And get this, our little habits are surprisingly specific. A whopping 62% of people prefer to cross their right leg over their left. Then you've got about 26% who go left over right, and a flexible 12% who just go with the flow and have no preference. It's a tiny detail that just shows how deep this habit runs. And here's a really crucial point. Crossing your legs isn't always the cause of a problem. A lot of the time, it's a reaction to one. Think about it. If your chair is terrible or you've been sitting still for way too long, your body starts looking for a way to relieve pressure on your lower back and hips, so you cross your legs. It's a compensation strategy. Your body is literally begging for a change of position. Okay, so let's get into the conventional wisdom, the stuff we've all heard before. And look, there are some very real reasons why doctors and physical therapists tell us not to make this our go-to sitting position. Let's examine the evidence. When you habitually cross your legs the same way, for hours, day after day, you can set off this slow-motion chain reaction. It starts by tilting your pelvis, which, forces your spine to curve to compensate. Over time, that subtle little twist can work its way all the way up to your shoulders and neck, creating a real long-term imbalance. Now, beyond that slow postural creep, there's a more immediate risk, and you've probably felt this yourself. Right below and to the side of your knee, there's a nerve called the peroneal nerve, and it runs really close to the surface of the skin. So when you do that classic knee-over-knee leg cross, the weight of your top leg can push right down on it. And you know what that feels like? Your leg falls asleep. That tingling, pins and needles feeling, that's actually the nerve waking back up. Now, in more extreme cases, if you hold it for too long, it can cause a temporary weakness where you can't really lift your foot properly. It's called foot drop. It's a really clear signal from your body that you're putting way too much pressure in the wrong spot. Okay, so we've laid out all the risks. We get it. But now it's time for the pivot. Because the science of leg crossing has an amazing twist. One of its main side effects, something we're always told to avoid, is the very thing that makes it an incredible tool in medicine. This is the key right here. When you cross your legs, you're basically squeezing the veins. This makes it harder for blood to flow up from your legs, which means more blood gets pushed back up towards your heart. When more blood gets to the heart, it pumps out more blood with each beat, and boom, your blood pressure temporarily spikes. For most of us, it isn't something we want. But just imagine for a second, what if your body couldn't regulate its own blood pressure? What if the simple act of standing up was enough to make you pass out because your blood pressure would suddenly just tank? So how does this common habit transform into a life-saving action? Well, let's talk about a specific condition where patients are actually taught to cross their legs as a way to stay conscious. It's called neurogenic orthostatic hypotension, or NOH for short. So in a healthy person, when you stand up, your nervous system instantly tells your blood vessels to tighten up. This fights gravity and keeps blood flowing to your brain. But for people with NOH, that automatic system just doesn't work. So what does that actually look like? The second they stand up, gravity takes over. Blood pools in their legs, their blood pressure crashes, and the brain is suddenly starved of oxygen. This can cause intense dizziness, make their vision go dark, or cause them to faint completely, leading to really dangerous falls. So to fight this, doctors teach patients these physical countermaneuvers. They're simple body movements that physically squeeze the veins in the lower body to force blood back up to the brain. And what do you see right there on the list prescribed as medical treatment? Leg crossing. It's an instant, effective way for them to manually jack up their blood pressure and stop a faint before it happens. So, what's the big takeaway for all of us? The paradox is solved when we realize the true enemy isn't crossing your legs. The real enemy of your posture, your circulation, and your health is staying still, being locked in any one position for too long.
Now, if you are going to cross your legs, there are definitely better and worse ways to do it. That classic knee over knee style, that's the biggest offender because it really twists your pelvis and spine. A much, much better option is the figure 4 pose, where you rest your ankle on your opposite knee. This gently opens up your hip and helps your spine stay way more neutral and stable.
So here it is, the single most important rule to remember from all of this, the 5 to 15-minute rule. Whatever position you're in, don't hold it for more than 15 minutes max. After that, uncross your legs, put your feet flat for a bit, or just switch to the other side. It's those constant, small movements that are absolutely key. At the end of the day, the goal isn't to find some perfect way to sit and then freeze there forever. Your body was built to move. So is sitting with your legs crossed bad for you? Well, it depends. But maybe the better question to ask yourself is, when was the last time you moved? Because the healthiest posture you can be in is always your next one.